New construction homes are all the rage in real estate. In the last 3 months of 2023, almost 32% of the homes for sale were new construction. Builders are just now catching up to all of the crazy demand that we saw in 2021 and 2022. It takes quite a bit of time for a developer to buy the land, get all the appropriate approvals, then permitting, and start building homes, which is why there is such a delay. We still have very low inventory here in the North Metro Atlanta area, so all of the new construction is definitely welcomed. Now, you might hear that 32% of homes were new construction statistics and think you can buy a new construction home just anywhere. But that is not the case here in the North Metro Atlanta area. There are some towns that are simply too developed or too expensive to build any more new neighborhoods in anymore. For example, in Alpharetta, Johns Creek, and Duluth, you are not going to be able to find a new construction home unless you're interested in a townhome or you have an extremely large budget. So where can you find a new construction home in 2024? Hi, I'm Sarah Mislowski with KeyPoint Homes Group, a local real estate agent here in the North Metro Atlanta area. And if you're looking to make a move here in Georgia, I want to be your real estate agent. You can find my contact information below this video. New construction is always one of the most preferred housing options, especially for those relocating to the state for the first time. So where should you begin looking to find these homes? The first place you are going to find a ton of new construction options is in the town of Monroe. Monroe is a charming small town located in Walton County with a population just shy of 16,000 people. Now, this is a quaint, older town full of Southern charm with an adorable downtown area with lots of small businesses and restaurants. Monroe was once a farm town, which means there was a ton of great undeveloped land that is now new home to lots and lots of new construction neighborhoods. This is one of the few places you can still find a reasonably priced home and a new construction home at that. There are currently 80 new construction options in Monroe listed in our local MLS system. And this certainly does not even include the plethora of options that new construction agents don't even list on the MLS. New construction options here are going to have more of that modern Southern farmhouse feel, and you're going to find pretty generous lot sizes in Monroe. Another rare thing that you're going to find in Monroe is a new construction, a lot of new construction ranch options. As we discussed the other places where you can find new construction, there will not be nearly as many ranch style homes as there are here in Monroe. Again, this just kind of goes back to the style of homes that are most popular here, and because there's more land and space, they have more space to fit a ranch size home on a lot. And the reason you will find that Southern farmhouse feel is because that is what the rest of the town looks like, and builders are doing a great job of making the new construction homes tie in well with the rest of the area. You can find a new construction ranch or a two-story home starting in the upper 300s, with most of your options falling in the $400,000 to $500,000 range. Monroe is definitely going to give you some of the best bang for your buck when it comes to new constructions, with the large size of lots and quality of builders that are producing homes in this area. But you are going to be a little bit further away from more developed towns, meaning you're not going to have as easy access to some of the amenities that you're going to have while living in different towns. Monroe does, however, still have some pretty good shopping of its own, so you're not like totally in the middle of nowhere. Speaking of amenities, many of the new construction neighborhoods in Monroe don't have community amenities like swimming pools and tennis courts. But the trade-off here is that you are going to have a bigger lot size and much more room to put your own pool and cheaper HOA fees to boot. If you want to learn more about Monroe and what it's like living here, make sure you check out this video. Now, another area that you are going to have a lot of new construction options is Cumming. If you have seen any of my videos about Cumming recently, you've heard me talk about the insane growth that Cumming is currently going through. Now, the town of Cumming itself is not that large of a city with a population of less than 9,000 people in the city limits and a total area of just under 7 square miles. However, this city has experienced a ton of growth over the last few decades, and it's quickly transforming into Metro Atlanta's next suburban hotspot. In recent years, Cumming has received a lot of attention online globally, meaning that there has been a large influx of people from different countries who are drawn to Cumming for its great location and highly ranked schools. This means that there is a lot of competition for these new construction homes, which has driven up the prices. Because of the incredibly high demand for homes here, builders are pumping out out pretty large homes. Unlike Monroe, where you're going to find a lot of ranch homes, here in Cumming, you are going to find mainly 2-story homes. I have talked about Toll Brothers before and how they have a handful of neighborhoods in the Cumming area, which is a very highly respected, reputable builder that produces an amazing home. They are definitely expensive, so that is one thing to note. Most new construction homes in Cumming are going to run in the upper $400,000 all the way up to $1 million. There are communities at each level of budget through that range, but you're not going to find a ton of options in the 300s and low 400s here currently, just because of the high demand and what builders are able to sell homes for. There are a few townhome communities in Cumming, but not nearly as many as what you're going to find in other towns. The reason for this is that there's still so much land and space to be developed here that builders want to get the best bang for their buck and make the most amount of money. And it's easier to sell $1 million single family home in an up and coming area like Cumming than it is $1 million townhome. There are a few townhome neighborhoods here though, but they are coming in just shy of $500,000 currently. Make sure you check out this video if you are interested in learning more about Cumming. Another great area to look for a new construction home is the southeast side of Gwinnett County in towns like Grayson, Loganville, and Lawrenceville. I've made videos about Grayson and Lawrenceville before, so I'll link those below this video for you to check out if this is your first time hearing about these towns. Grayson is just, a small town under 6,000 residents, and it's known for its great schools and a smaller town feel while still being relatively close to Atlanta. It's more developed than Monroe for sure, and like I mentioned, has a lot more access to other neighboring areas close by. There is not a ton of space here left to develop, but there are some great new construction options. Lawrenceville takes up about 14 square miles of land, and it's also nearby, but both by physical size and population density, it is quite of a large town. It is a quite bit more developed than Loganville and Grayson, and there are still quite a few new construction communities going up here. In all three of these towns, you're going to be able to find a lot of new construction options in the $400,000 to $600,000 range. Most of these are going to be 2-story homes, but there are 2 new 55+ neighborhoods going up in Loganville that of course have only ranch floor plans. They will not have nearly as many amenities as the big 55+ communities that you'll find like at Village at Deaton Creek or the Crestwind neighborhoods. In fact, I think one of them won't even have a pool, but the $400,000 starting price point for a new construction home in a 55+ community is quite rare. I think you can find some really great options in these 3 towns that would cost you quite a bit more if you were looking and coming. So make sure to check that out if you're trying to stay a little bit on the lower end of the budget. Jefferson is another town that you are going to want to check out if you are in the market for a new construction home. I would venture to say it's even more rural than Monroe. Monroe at least has a Starbucks, Marshalls, Ulta, and Old Navy. Now, Jefferson is severely lacking in shopping and restaurants, so you're going to have to drive over to Athens for more options or to the outlets over in Commerce. Because of this though, you can find a pretty affordable new construction home with many options starting in the upper 300s and all the way up to 500,000. And then you're going to also have some larger, pricier options over in the neighborhood of Traditions of Brazelton. I've made a video about that neighborhood. It just has so many great features and the community is so awesome. So make sure you check that out here. In Jefferson, you'll find a mix of both ranch and 2-story homes. And currently there are no townhomes to speak of. If you're willing to be a little bit farther outside of the metro Atlanta area, you should definitely consider Jefferson if you want new construction. Now, if you want to be a lot closer to amenities, shopping, and restaurants, Gainesville and the surrounding areas in Hall County should definitely be on your list. Gainesville is quite a developed area, but it is also a large town area-wise, and there are pockets that still offer land to be developed. There are quite a few new construction neighborhoods popping up on the north side of Lake Lanier, which is a bit further away from the shopping and restaurants of downtown Gainesville, but it's closer than you're going to find in some of the other towns I've mentioned today. You're going to find a wide range of homes ranging from 400s up to even $1 million in these areas. Some of these pricier options are actually located on Lake Lanier and come with community docks and lake access, which if you know anything about Lake Lanier, you'll find that this is one of the most affordable ways to be on the lake and enjoy all that it has to offer. There are also more new construction homes that have been built or are being built right on the lake, and these can run up to $3 million currently. Another town in Hall County where you're going to find a lot of new construction options is Flowery Branch. Right now you have mainly townhome options being built since the small town doesn't have a ton of space left to develop. I recently made a whole video about Flowery Branch, so I'll link that below so that you can learn more about this cute little town. Right now, you can find a new construction townhome in the upper 300s and 400s, and I mentioned in that other video that there is a new neighborhood that is just getting started here that claims homes will start in the upper $300,000 price range, so we'll have to keep an eye on that and see what comes out of that neighborhood. So what do you think? Is new construction the only option you will consider, despite limited areas you can find it, or are you open to resale? Regardless if it's new construction or resale, make sure that you reach out to an agent first. You have to know that the agents that represent builders in new construction communities, well, they represent the builder. They're not going to represent your best interests, so make sure you connect with your agent first. Let me know in the comments if you prefer a new construction or resale. And if you are thinking or planning to make a move here in Georgia, again, I want to be your real estate agent. You can book a call with me below. There is a link in the pinned comments. And if you are debating between a new construction and resale home, make sure you check out this video.